Welcome back to Next Bike World, your ultimate destination for everything on two wheels, from the latest superbikes to timeless machines that refuse to fade away. Today, we're diving deep into a motorcycle that has long carried legendary status among riders who appreciate raw power, no-nonsense design, and bulletproof reliability. I'm talking about none other than the 2025 Suzuki GSF 1200. A machine that takes everything that made the Bandit series iconic and gives it a modern twist for today's roads. This isn't just a motorcycle, it's a statement of what happens when Suzuki combines heritage, performance, and a fair price point in a package designed to thrill. The GSF 1200, often lovingly referred to as the Bandit, has always been about blending muscle bike performance with street fighter usability. The 2025 model keeps that DNA intact but updates it for modern riders who expect not only raw horsepower but also comfort, technology, and a certain finesse. And while the motorcycle market today is dominated by flashy sport bikes and advanced electronics, the GSF 1200 manages to stand out by staying true to its roots while offering just enough new school innovation to stay relevant. Let's start with the design, because the way the 2025 GSF 1200 looks is one of the biggest nods to its heritage. Suzuki has kept the muscular stance that Bandit fans adore. The bike has a broad fuel tank sculpted with aggressive lines, giving it that classic beefy street fighter vibe. Its exposed engine and minimalistic fairing setup scream old school, but subtle LED upgrades modernize the aesthetic. The round headlamp option for certain trims pays homage to the original Bandits from the late 90s, while the sleeker rectangular LED unit in the standard model delivers a sharper, more contemporary edge. The tail section has been slimmed down compared to older models, making the bike look more athletic, but still practical enough to mount a passenger comfortably. Suzuki has also refined the ergonomics in the 2025 model. The seat height comes in at around 31.5 inches, making it approachable for a wide range of riders, and the handlebar position strikes that perfect balance between upright comfort and a slightly aggressive lean forward, which is ideal for both long-distance touring and spirited rides through twisty roads. It's a machine that doesn't force you into a racing crouch but also doesn't feel like a laid-back cruiser. Instead, it hits that sweet spot that Bandit fans know so well. Now, let's talk about the heart of the beast, of the engine. Underneath that muscular frame lies 1157cc inline-four engine, air and oil-cooled, which is a rarity in today's liquid-cooled dominated world. This engine is a continuation of Suzuki's tried-and-true formula, tuned to meet modern emissions standards without sacrificing the Bandit's legendary grunt. The 2025 GSF 1200 produces around 110 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and a very healthy 95 Nm of torque available low in the rev range. What this means in real-world riding is simple. Roll on the throttle in almost any gear, and the bike just pulls with an effortless surge of power. Unlike high-strung sport bikes that demand you wring the engine to redline, the Bandit rewards riders with usable torque from the bottom up. The performance on the road is pure Bandit magic. In city riding, the torque delivery makes it easy to glide through traffic without constantly shifting gears. Out on the highway, the bike is more than capable of eating up miles at high speed, with enough passing power to embarrass some of today's lighter sport bikes. And when you take it to the twisties, the GSF 1200 proves that despite its weight, it can carve corners with surprising agility. At around 235 kilograms wet, it's not a featherweight, but the balance and chassis tuning make it predictable and stable. Riders who know how to handle the bike will find it incredibly rewarding. Suzuki has also updated the suspension to modern standards. The 2025 model features a 43mm telescopic fork up front and a preload adjustable monoshock at the rear. It's not electronically adjustable like you'd see on premium European bikes, but it's simple, reliable, and tuned for versatility. Whether you're riding solo, with a passenger, or carrying luggage, the setup handles most scenarios without complaint. The braking system has also been upgraded with dual 310mm discs up front, paired with 4-piston calipers, and a single 240mm disc at the rear. ABS comes standard, which is a welcome safety feature. Speaking of technology, The GSF 1200 in 2025 doesn't overwhelm you with gizmos, but it does offer just enough. You get modern LCD display that replaces the old-school analog clocks while still maintaining a classic, easy-to-read layout. It shows speed, revs, gear position, fuel economy, and range. There's also a USB charging port discreetly fitted into the dash for riders who want to keep their devices powered on long rides. Suzuki's traction control system is present but minimal, designed to intervene only when necessary without dulling the raw feel of the bike. This is important because one of the unique selling points of the Bandit has always been that visceral connection between rider, throttle, and road. Suzuki wisely hasn't taken that away. Another area where Suzuki has listened to riders is comfort and practicality. The seat has improved padding for both rider and passenger, making long rides more enjoyable. The fuel tank holds 19 liters, giving the bike a respectable touring range, and with an estimated fuel efficiency of around 18 kilometers per liter, depending on riding style. It strikes a decent balance between power and practicality for a large displacement machine. Now let's get into the price, because this is where the GSF 1200 really shines as a value proposition. Suzuki has priced the 2025 Bandit 1200 starting at around $11,500 in the US market. For a 1200cc naked bike with this level of performance, reliability, and heritage, that's a bargain compared to European rivals that often ask several $1,000s more. Even when compared to other Japanese competitors, the GSF 1200 stands out for offering a massive engine and timeless styling without the premium price tag. So what are the unique selling points of the 2025 Suzuki GSF 1200? First, it's the blend of heritage and modernity. Few bikes today can claim the lineage and street credibility of the Bandit name, and Suzuki has done an excellent job of keeping that spirit alive. Second, it's the engine, air and oil-cooled, torquey, reliable, and characterful in a way that many modern bikes simply aren't. Third, it's the price, which makes big bike performance accessible to a much wider audience. And finally, it's the versatility. This is a bike that can commute through the week, devour highways on the weekend, and still have enough edge to keep up with spirited riders in the twisties. Of course, no bike is perfect, and the GSF 1200 does have its quirks. At nearly 235 kilograms, it's heavier than many of today's naked sport bikes, which might intimidate newer riders. The lack of high-end electronic rider aids might also put off those who want every possible safety net. And while the styling pays homage to the past, some riders may prefer the more aggressive, futuristic look of competitors like the Yamaha Mount 10 or Kawasaki Z1000. But for those who want a motorcycle with real character, one that makes you feel connected to the machine instead of riding through layers of electronics, the Bandit is in a class of its own. At the end of the day, the 2025 Suzuki GSF 1200 is proof that some legends never die, they just evolve. Suzuki has taken a beloved classic and updated it for a new generation without compromising what made it special. It's powerful, versatile, comfortable, and still affordable, all while carrying that Bandit badge with pride. Whether you're a seasoned rider who remembers the glory days of the Bandit series or a younger rider looking for a machine that delivers raw thrills without emptying your wallet, the GSF 1200 deserves a serious look. So, would you put the 2025 Suzuki GSF 1200 in your garage? Let us know in the comments below what you think about Suzuki keeping the Bandit alive in today's motorcycle world. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to Next Bike World for more reviews and two-wheeled adventures, and as always ride safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.